hope you guys like my pajama pants.
Bruh, what are we doing ASMR? I was about to hand you the microphone. Quality content right here. So, again, it's your girl BB.
But I didn't even about to start.
We really didn't work on our intros.
No,
we
we
do
didn't.
intros? It's okay though. We just saying hello.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the video. Welcome to conversation.
And my name's Star.
Welcome to the conversation. Her name is Star, in case you did not know. Her name is BB. Today we're going to be talking about Apple a little bit. Yeah.
Apple has been making a lot of headlines this past week.
I'm going to start with the F1 movie, and then we can go into the fine.
I didn't know. She just told me today that Apple's the one who sponsored this movie. I did not know.
I feel like a lot of people don't know. I didn't even know until I read the article, and I was like, what do you mean Apple owns F1, like the movie?
Yeah, and I didn't, I would have never thought because I don't see, maybe when we watch the movie, we'll see like an iPhone in it or something like that.
Apparently, they created a partnership with IMAX and used all their technology for what was valued over $100 million or something like that.
No, I mean like in the phone, like in the movie, they'll have like iPhones,
like the product.
Characters, yeah.
But
I know
they said that they're just trying to get into the media industry because a lot of their market cap, they have over $3 trillion with a T in market cap because of their devices around the world, right? But they're like, we want to get into making movies.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay.
I know they do a lot of ads where like they show somebody like recording something like movie style and say shot on iPhone. So I'm surprised they didn't do something similar with this movie.
I feel like they've been marketing the movie, but they haven't marketed that they're behind the movie. Does that make sense? And I wonder why. I know that it's so reading the article, the movie is distributed by Warner Brothers. Okay. It's brought in about $300 million in revenue worldwide. 20% of that comes from IMAX Theaters, a partnership that they have distributing it through IMAX Theaters. To where like IMAX, they're supposed to show Jurassic World, that movie.
Yeah.
In IMAX, they didn't because this took over.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's that. And the movie, however, the movie's not necessarily profitable because it cost $300 million to make the movie.
But Formula One is a rich sport, so I don't know how they did the whole cars and special effects or if they're real stunts. Isn't Brad Pitt in it?
Apple's kind of compete with Disney, even though it sells technology.
I am wondering, like, what their goal is behind this movie. Especially because, like you said, they're not so in front of, like, we're behind this. They're not super loud in the marketing aspect of their...
Because I think you're looking at it from they must be promoting their technology by developing a movie. You're seeing it as a marketing tactic. But I'm like,
Yeah, so then I'm like, what sector are we moving into with this? Like, what is the strategy behind this? Is it just because like I said, like, I've heard no noise about the fact that Apple's involved in this.
Right. They've spent a lot on marketing. I've seen the commercials. I've seen
like,
the TikToks. I've seen all of, promote the album, for instance, with Burna Boy and stuff. But
so are they about to come out with a new product that, like, enters the filming market?
I think they just want to make films because they have streaming.
Think about it. So, the reason why the iPhone is so like wanted and stuff like that, or it was at first, was because of their camera quality, right?
Okay.
So now I'm
following you. I'm walking with you.
So now I'm thinking. Remember what Steve Jobs says? Like, have a product and just keep on improving. So people aren't really. The iPhone is starting to reach a plateau in a way. And people are like
not
complaining.
Even in a way, I see it.
Yeah, people are complaining more and more about like there's no like innovation when it comes to the iPhone. No matter how many times you say that, this M18 chip, Apple A1, like whatever. So I think they're gonna reach into cameras.
Oh.
I think they're about to start. That's my prediction, or I hope I'm right. But I think they're about to start like making cameras.
That'd be interesting to see.
Like, look at maybe they partnered with IMAX, but the quality
because they're supposed to make a car. They
research.
They dropped the car what is it called? The AI race. They're not really necessarily in the AI race. We kind of touched on that a little bit in the last episode. I can see where they would start diving into movies more to come out with a camera. Mm-hmm. That would make sense to revolutionize the camera.
Yeah. This is what they were known for with the iPhone when it first became so popular. It's like, oh, the camera quality is really good. So maybe now their new thing is camera quality.
Could see that. Okay. Which then makes sense as to why to invest $300 million into this movie. That now makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. All right.
R&D.
Right. Because then meanwhile, the other article that we read she glimpsed. So Apple is facing a fine in the European Union. Sorry, I was about to say UK, European Union, because of their practices with the Apple Store. A little bit of backstory for me, from my understanding of some of the situations, is that with the Apple Store, the App Store on Apple. I'm sorry. I'm
The Apple App Store?
The Apple App. Listen, the Apple App Store, developers say that it's hard to place apps on the App Store. Apple, in return, says it's because they're trying to control the quality. App developers say it's not fair that whenever you post an app on the Apple App Store, that Apple can take between 15 to 20% of your revenue.
Yeah, that is true. I had a professor tell me that. In school, we've actually had conversations about how hard it is to meet Apple's requirements when you program an app. And to upload it to the App Store, and then how much they're able to take from your revenue.
Yeah, and then the whole point of people starting to bring out these lawsuits or talking about it in a negative way is because people are like, well, there's no other alternative if you have a iPhone. Like, you can't just download an app that's a different app store, and you can download apps that, from a different person. Like, you have to use the Apple App Store, so then it goes into the realms of monopoly, and monopolies are not a great thing. Consumers do not have the option of choice. Mm-hmm. So,
which I would honestly agree with, because if there was an alternative to the Apple App Store, I would 100% download it.
What? Wait, why?
Because it'd probably have free apps.
But apps are free already.
You have to pay to host your app on the App Store.
Oh, you meant as a developer. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, so they usually do that through advertisements on their app when they make that. But as somebody who knows the background behind the scenes a little bit, I would download the other thing.
It's true.
You probably get a lot more apps with less ads. Well, maybe not, because once people realize how much money they can make, depending on how many users download their app, they probably won't spare you. Okay,
there's that option as well. I feel like the cost of things will lower, they will decrease. But yeah, they got slapped with a $500 million fine back in April from the European Union for that. And Apple was like, Apple in our time it's an
annual fee of $99.
That's not wait, for what?
To host your app through the Apple Developer Program membership.
Oh, okay, that's just hosting though.
To publish it. Yeah.
Right, that's just hosting.
And then they can take 15 to 30% commission on in-app purchases.
In-app purchases? Mm-hmm. Not just purchasing the app?
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, I kind of knew that, but just I can see as a business owner, like an app developer. I know Spotify complains a lot about it, apparently.
Really?
Think about it. Spotify's big.
On Spotify, I guess t-shirts.
Memberships.
Oh, yeah.
The in-app purchases is us subscriptions. So they're taking 15 to 20%. But yeah, they got fined. So they are appealing that decision. And in court over there, they're saying that, their practices are not meaning to be a monopoly, all of that. That's it. The same, okay, in-app purchases could just be, not even in-app. You could say, okay, if your app costs money to download, then we get a commission.
Yeah.
But you don't get to say, okay, in my humble opinion, I think it is overreaching to say, okay, all the revenue you ever make, We're getting 15 to 20% as long as you're hosting it on our platform. I think that there are ways in which Apple can still make money through maybe just if the app costs money on the Apple store and annual fees.
I would be less mad if the cap was 15%. But the fact that they could take up to 30% of your revenue.
And it's like, what is that factor based upon? You know, is it based upon making more revenue? Is it based upon how long
revenue does not equal profit.
Listing? Right.
So it's like,
that's just how much money you're bringing in. They're looking at the money that you're bringing in and saying, okay, here's my cut for just hosting it on this platform. But at the same time, you don't leave any other option for some of these developers and business owners because everybody has an iPhone.
Yeah, not every app is also $1 billion app or like, I don't know, 8-figure $1 million app.
Right. Like Spotify being the biggest complainer because of the amount of revenue they're bringing in, right, is able to bring the platform, but a lot of smaller developers do not have the same.
Yeah, that's my thing. So
same
it's
reach.
Like you taking $30,000 off of somebody who made $100,000, but now they also have people that they have to pay,
right,
and other things that they have to pay for in regards to their business that they're operating. Like that's a lot.
Right. It gets to a point.
Yeah.
It's to a point. So I want to see how this goes. A similar way to how Google's lawsuit is going. I want to see how that goes as well. A judge did rule that they had some monopolistic techniques. Mm-hmm. And I think it was down to what? What is it? Google's own was what? Just Google it real quick.
Irony.
I think it is search, actually, now that I think about it. It is search. Not me saying Google the lawsuit. Okay. So yeah, it is search. It's search. They were like, you have to Google things. You can't search it on different platforms. You know how they used to have yahoo.com, what they call it, DuckDuckGo, like other options no longer exist because of Google. And then it's on top of that, then Google Google monetizes that by digital advertising. So the business owners were the one that brought the lawsuit where they said, I can't digitally advertise anywhere because Google's the only search engine. And then the court sided with them. So similar thing in that regard of like, what's Google going to do to not be as much of a monopoly? And even in that case, I think the Google counter argument was that's not our fault that everybody uses us.
That's what I was just thinking.
It's against the move, but they
I don't want to come off as biased because I like Google, and I won't say I don't like Apple because I have an iPhone and stuff like that, and I'm fine with Apple. But I don't want to come off as biased because I guess it is the same thing, but to me, it's kind of a little bit not.
Honestly, it's not in that regard that it's not their fault. Like there were other search engines that exist, and they just were the best one, but they were deemed in courts to be seen to.
And you can still use Apple Safari to search. But they're just not the best. But Apple, like, you have to use the App Store. You know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, similar to, like, I think Apple even got in trouble a couple years ago. Not even a couple, maybe several years ago, about the iMessage thing.
Really?
Yeah, where it was like, it discourages people from buying other types of phones because the bubble.
Oh, yeah.
Your messages turn green when you have other types of phones and it don't come through clearly as well as an Apple iMessage. Some of these companies be going through it, huh?
Android. Android is such great innovation and stuff like that, but because they don't have the cloud, like, it just doesn't work.
But I've heard people that have Android phones like swear that it's such a good phone. Swear that the camera is so good.
These later Androids, yes.
In the beginning, they were not that good, which is where they're yeah. But
I don't even know because some people say like the camera quality and like a few certain brands aren't that great either. Up till now.
Oh, that'll be interesting to see. It's
crazy to me. Sorry, I was gonna say, which is crazy because it's like, how haven't we hacked the camera quality thing that Apple has?
Probably because they patented. Yeah, probably because they patented it real quick, real simple, real snatched. They're not playing around. But the last thing I wanted to touch on was one of the advisors in the White House kind of called out Apple and said that like they're not moving production over to the U.S. fast enough. Not to delve into politics necessarily, but Apple was like, okay, we're investing $500 billion with a B into data centers in the U.S. and then they're moving some of the production to India. But that's kind of seems to be their long-term goals for technology in the U.S.
Scared of that.
Of what, the data centers? Mm-hmm. 500 billion in data centers. I said, wow,
Where are they going? Because definitely not in Calabasas.
We're about to be a world full of data centers. This is crazy. We touched on it again last week.
And them data centers be huge. Like Elon Musk has one called Colossus that's like 1 million square feet.
The name alone, Colossus.
They're huge and they get hot because they're processing data.
They get hot? What you mean?
Bro, okay, so they're just computers that are running all the time. They're processing data. Like, you know when your computer gets overheated because it's making way too many, like, yeah.
There's things that, like, you know, but you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to, you know, oh, yeah, they're processing data. It's another thing to think that this thing is just steaming hot in the middle of, like, in the middle of a field, in the middle of nowhere, because it's just constantly processing information.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they worked on a solution now to deal with that or what, but...
They have to start, like, at some point, there'll have to be technology to run the technology. There'll have to be something to where they try to, like...
I mean, I guess I could make jobs, but who wants those jobs? Like, people will
to run a data center?
Like, mm-hmm. Maintenance. Data center maintenance. I don't even know if that's really needed right now. It might be.
I think it could be a low-key job.
Yeah.
Like, not too much physical exertion is needed.
Yeah.
At times. It's just a lot of information. This is U.S. alone. I wonder how other countries are doing it, though. But, wait. Pause. Are our data centers the one that are processing other countries' data, too? Is there a dot that I'm missing here? Like, if you know about it, let us know.
If you build a data center just for the purpose of AI, like, and anybody can access ChatGPT in a different country, then, like...
Right, that's what I'm saying about Google as well. Google, Meta, Apple, like,
I just feel like, because the web doesn't really work like that. Anybody can access it from anywhere in the world. No, so even if you upload a video in Chinese, like, same thing with servers. Like, a server could be in a different country.
That's what I'm saying, like... Are the data centers that they're building here, they process global information, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the internet's global, so...
Yeah.
Regardless, it would be global.
Yeah. Which that's still a lot.
There's no American
I just thought
internet.
that it was like, okay... I thought that they were building data centers in different countries to handle that country's data. Does that make sense? Which I'm sure sometimes they do, but I just never thought that...
Nah.
This one place is processing global information.
Like a government thing? Because that would be the only way it would work.
No, the same data centers.
What do you mean?
Building, okay, X has a big data center in Memphis, right? Mm-hmm. Are they processing information across all users for X, including those in other countries? Or would he have to build an X data center in Europe to process European data, like proximity? I'm thinking about proximity. Does that make sense?
Oh.
Or one in South America. Or what you're saying is, no, like, data is just data and it all goes into one centralized location.
Yeah, you just access it. Your computer's just an interface to access it through. So, like, in California, he has access to the Memphis one. Like, proximity doesn't really matter as much, depending on what you're doing.
I just meant, like, country-wise.
I still don't get what you're asking me.
Like, a data center... Depending on that country's laws, do you have to build a separate data center for that country?
Oh, like, I don't know, because I know
yeah.
Brazil had some trouble with that, right? A certain country has rules for ChatGPT. They would just have to go in and code ChatGPT to follow those guidelines, basically. So the data center doesn't really matter as much. In terms of, like, access to data, that's more of an interfacing thing of, like, you have to tell the computer, like, disregard this data, basically.
Interesting.
That's like
I think there are lawsuits surrounding that as well.
Yeah.
As to how to process data. So.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm all talked out. Are you?
I am too.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining that conversation.
Thank you.
This has been a good one.
See you guys next time. Next week.
Next week. Next time. Next week.
Who knows?
There she goes. There's her sister. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.